Hey folks, man, cat hair. Hey, yeah, it's the day after December 20th. I told you guys nothing was going to happen right away. A couple people have pointed me in different directions, and I'm appreciating that. So I'm going to elaborate on that. It's pretty good news, I think, considering that we're probably not going to hear anything for quite a while from the Biden administration about the report. And keep in mind, that report is a legal thing. It happened. He's got it. Okay? Just know that. But in the meantime, just sit back. Don't pop the popcorn yet. Just sit back and just kind of enjoy the holiday. As Vice President Kamala Harris said, dude, just go ahead and enjoy your holidays, and then we'll get back to this business after that. But I did want to come on here and I'm feeling even more encouraged. And this is why. So thank you. Two people in particular, I'm not going to say their names on here, excuse me, but they pointed at me in two different directions. And so I'm going to give the information that they pointed me to actual TikTokers that had this information. The first that's encouraging, that I think is going to help us out once that report gets out. So this is what I believe is going to, this is what's supposed to happen with that report. Once President Biden and the other department heads take a look at it, do an assessment, find out all the different things that happen, all the different things that we think happen. Oh, before I get into that, when I had you guys do the homework assignment, okay? And a lot of folks wanted to know about Part D. So go back and see Part D. There was something in there specifically that I wanted you to pick up on. And so, in fact, one of the videos that they sent me to, this was kind of mentioned, not Part D, but this is what I wanted you to see for yourself in Part D. So in Part D, it talks about other amendments to the report, the actual report, the executive order report, wherever they come from, right? So do you remember the young lady, Jackie Singh? And then the other one, Spoon, I can't remember his whole name. People will remind me. But those two people in particular that are cyber experts that wrote letters to Vice President Kamala Harris and to the president. Do you remember that? I made a video about it. I started dating my video, so I can just say, go back and look at that date. So that should help folks. But I mentioned that before. And in Part D, it says in there, look at it again, that wherever they get information, look at it again because it's very clear. Wherever they get information, they can use that also and attach it to that report. That's what I wanted you guys to see. All right. So got that out of the way. And then what these folks pointed me to that I think is encouraging for us. Last night, and everybody should be aware of this, but last night, the actual Republicans are actually the ones, the 36 defectors, the 36 folks that said yes to this bill, that so the government can stay open. They joined us, the Democrats, and said yes. So they went against Alonia Muskrat and Diaper Boy. They went against them. So that's a good start for anything else that comes down the line. Listen, I'm not giving up yet. I still have hope because this is what I'm going to get to right now. I haven't even talked about those other videos. In fact, I'm going to make a whole nother video about those videos because this is more important, what I'm getting ready to tell you right now. So the mere fact that those 36 folks defected when it's time for the report to be, this is when I believe, and I think it's part of the law, when they do their assessment, they have to give that information to Congress. So when is the best time to give that to Congress? January 6th. I think I mentioned this. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I mentioned this before. So on January 6th, all right, I got to sit up for this. All right. On January 6th, that report, I believe, is going to come onto the floor. And remember I said it's going to be stacks and stacks and stacks of evidence that there was tampering in our election. Undeniable proof. Okay? So that's one thing. Then the second thing is 14th Amendment, Section 3. It's on the table, folks. It's on the table. So you've got that. You've got that report sitting there. And then you've got Kamala Harris. Isn't she the one that has to do the certification? So the good part is that I wanted to tell you about is that those 36 that voted for the bill last night, they're going to be the ones, plus probably a whole gazillion other ones, other Congress people that are going to support that guy not becoming a president. And here's why. Remember I did the video about don't play with people's money? Yeah, don't play with people's money. Alonia Muskrat, when he saw the initial bill that was already cleared in the House and they were going to push this through, and then he wrote all those what do you call them, tweeted? I don't even know what you call this stuff now. Let's just call them tweets. And he said, you're not going to do that, and this is what you're going to do. And then if you don't do this, I'm going to primary all of y'all that don't go along with it. How would you take that? That's a threat. So now let's get back to January 6th. You think they have forgotten about that? And then they had that whole pile, that report sitting there with all the evidence that he himself meddled up in our election with his buddy overseas. And you got an insurrectionist that the Constitution says you're disqualified. The red team, the Republicans. And remember what Barack Obama said. President Barack Obama said, sometimes you're going to have to work with those folks over there are going to have just as things in common with you. That, you know what I'm trying to say. That's what he said. This is what he's talking about. And they're going to be like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. We're not letting this clown man get up in here and destroy our country. Oh, no. Yesterday was very significant, folks. So I'm upbeat again. I'm always upbeat, but I'm really upbeat now. We are not going to see DJT take the oath. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, what happens after January 6th? I said this in another video. I said it's 120 days. They got 120 days from the day that we all voted. I put it on my calendar. It's the beginning of March. We don't know because we've never been here before. But I'm here to tell you that from that dude, that's not going to happen. He knows. I've been saying that. He knows it. That's why he's doing all this stuff with these nominees. That's why he's doing that. His last hurrah. So, I'm going to end it with that. I'll get to the videos, the ones that I saw, a whole nother video, because it's pretty interesting. And it has to do with, I'm not even going to tell you. You just have to tune in and I'll tell you about it. See you guys in another video. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your holidays.